The ASI supercomputer is coming along nicely, actually, already. This and all the other news when it comes to the ASI Alliance and decentralized AI, let's get into it. And yes, actually, let's get into it right away. And one thing that I want to point out here is the AGI 2024 conference. If you have not heard about it, you should definitely head over and check it out. Right, it's what the name says. The AGI 2024 conference is all about AGI development, different workshops and tutorials. I think you can use Hyperon even together with Rejuve Bio, with Rejuve AI. So yes, you can either check it out on the website. I think it's held by SingularityNETs. So if you are there in person, that would be obviously pretty cool. But virtually, you can just head here and watch it for free. And you can also just head over to the YouTube channel of SingularityNET. And you can also just head over to the YouTube channel. Actually, I'm sharing myself. Where's the YouTube channel of SingularityNET? I'm sure I have it here. Ah, there it is. And right over here, you can watch all the videos. Right, you can see this live every day. A few have already been streamed, and a few are upcoming. So I think it's a few more days. Yeah, it's till the 18th of August. So there are quite more events coming. As you can see here, there are different rooms with different workshops and tutorials. So I highly recommend you check that out, either on the YouTube channel of SingularityNET, or you head over to X and yeah, figure it out from there. All right. Guys, it's so hot again. It's crazy because this room here is in a, what do you call it? It's like right under the roof. And this wall right there, the sun is burning onto it the whole freaking day. And man, this room gets so hot. But anyway, I'm not here to cry. I'm here to talk about decentralized AI. So let's talk about the main story of today, which is the supercomputer, building advanced infrastructure for next generation AGI and ASI. So achieving AGI isn't just about crafting sophisticated algorithms. It demands a large and scalable infrastructure, cutting-edge hardware, decentralized compute networks, and robust data centers, which is what SingularityNET and the whole ASI Alliance is working on currently. And we've talked about the last stream and the stream before that, and maybe even the stream before that, but I'm sure you all remember the, what was it, $54 million investment of SingularityNET into building supercomputer networks. So let's go through that. Constructing a state-of-the-art hardware infrastructure that drives AGI research and development to new heights, paves the way for revolutionary advancements in AI technology. And it's actually coming along nicely already. It's advancing pretty fast. So one of the two primary goals of this investment initiative is the creation of the world's first modular supercomputer dedicated to decentralized AGI evolution and disruptive ASI research. The ASI Alliance novel approach has attracted, and this is pretty cool and pretty important here, and makes me very bullish, has attracted the attention of developers and organizations alike, bringing more and more interest to our AGI tech stack. And you really can see that. More and more interest from everywhere, all around the world, to our AGI tech stack that combines disruptive computing approaches. This has also opened up new opportunities for partnerships with industry leaders to develop supercomputing configurations and unique chip architectures designed specifically to meet the demands of AGI and ASI development. So computer and chip architectures just for AGI and ASI development, specifically geared towards that. And yeah, it really attracts a lot of attention. The second goal of this initiative is the building of state-of-the-art high-performance computing and AI data centers, a decentralized compute network that will revolutionize how AI workloads are handled. Half of the initial $53 million invested is allocated to development of modular data centers globally. These advancements will harness Exoblock's Exa-container modular data center solutions that follow AGI-dedicated hybrid compute design developed by SingularityNET and incorporating cutting-edge GPUs and CPUs from NVIDIA, AMD, and TensorTorrent. TensorTorrent is led by prominent microprocessor designer Jim Keller, best known for his work in AMD, Apple, and Tesla. So again, it's really attracting a lot of attention, and I think we talked about this maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, but they also got very, very good deals on all of this. So they are not paying basically full price. They got very, very good deals on all of this because, again, this is a novel approach. It attracts very much a lot of attention. And if your chips are in the computer that actually builds or is part of the first AGI system at one point, this is enough PR. So yeah, these companies definitely have high hopes or see the potential of the ASI Alliance. So yeah, we all hopefully here see the potential of the ASI Alliance. And this also shows us again that also cry people out there who say, it's such a bad communication. And now the ticker doesn't change. Well, get over it, man. It doesn't matter. It doesn't freaking matter. A freaking ticker. We are not interested in crypto people per se. What we are really interested in is bringing people or making people interested in this who have nothing to do with crypto. Because this is a whole new influx of money and interest from outside the crypto space, which is what we want, right? It's all good and well if people who are already interested in crypto are interested in the ASI Alliance. Yes, okay, that's great. But the real benefit is when people are interested and come in and support the ASI Alliance and invest in the ASI Alliance who have nothing to do with crypto, right? Bringing a whole new influx of people who have nothing to do with crypto at all. This is hugely, hugely bullish. So get over the ticker change, man. It doesn't freaking matter that it's a bit later. Not at all. All right. This investment initiative is further strengthened by the recent announcement from Fetch AI, another founding member of ASI, which has committed $100 million to deploy advanced NVIDIA GPUs, creating a more powerful platform for developers. So yeah, again, the whole ASI Alliance is working on this, which is obviously what we want to see and which is why the ASI Alliance exists in the first place. And this year is pretty cool. These combined investments will culminate in the establishment of ASI Hyperon nodes, right? Which is really what we want. We want ASI Hyperon nodes, integrating technologies from SingularityNET, Fetch AI, and Ocean Protocol, and later incorporating Hypercycle and NewNet technologies, amongst others. So yeah, this investment is exactly what will lead us to all of this integrated. Fetch AI, SingularityNET, Ocean Protocol, NewNet, and Hypercycle. And once all of this is integrated, oh man, then the party really starts. And this is what I'm looking forward to like crazy. So I'm very excited about this and the further development. And again, the supercomputer development, it's striding along in very large steps. We'll look into another article about that in just a second. And after I've gone through this, I'll address the chat. The transformative potential of this investment lies in the novel neurosymbolic AI approaches developed by the SingularityNET AI team, which reduce the need for data, processing, and energy compared to standard deep neural networks. But despite these advancements, significant computing power is still essential. So yes, amazing. They could reduce the needs for all of this processing power, but of course, still they need a lot of processing power, right? We have talked about Moore's law quite a while back, and people will say, this all doesn't matter, Moore's law will take care of it. That's BS. I mean, let's be honest, you still need a lot of computing power, right? Not from today to tomorrow, you will need nothing anymore that can run on a normal everyday personal computer. That's not how this is going to work. You definitely will need a lot of computing power moving forward. So yeah, again, check definitely. If you don't follow them yet, follow the ASI Alliance on Twitter. They post amazing stuff. When you follow them, make sure you look into this and you see in here, you see NewNet, Singularity DAO, you see Trent McConaughey, you see Bruce Pon, Janet Adams, of course, as well, Ben Goertzel, Humayun Sheikh, Ocean Protocol, SingularityNETs, Fetch AI. Make sure you see that so you can be sure you don't follow a fake or scam account. Obviously, when you're on it, you can follow me as well, just_Philip. And by the way, if you've seen this, obviously, I work with clients to change their lives, have a better relationship with themselves. And I'll actually revive my old YouTube channel in just a few weeks, probably. But that's just a side note here. Let's jump into the other article about the supercomputer, and then let me address the chat. All right, because this one was also pretty cool, and it's also life science. So yeah, another commercial article, you can say, that's not in the crypto space. And again, this is what we want. We want people outside of the crypto space talking about this. This is the best thing that can happen, and it happens. It happens big time. So definitely don't sleep on the ASI Alliance. New supercomputing network could lead to AGI, scientists hope, with first node coming online within weeks. You see how fast this is coming along? When was the announcement of the $54 million investment? Like 2 or 3 weeks ago? And now within weeks, we have the first node coming online. It's freaking crazy, man. So researchers plan to accelerate the development of artificial general intelligence, AGI, with a worldwide network of extremely powerful computers, starting with a new supercomputer that will come online in September, right? The freaking supercomputer will be online in September. How freaking fast is that, man? I mean, let's see if that actually happens, right? Always take it with a grain of salt, but still, it's incredible how fast this works. So the supercomputers built by SingularityNET will form a multi-level cognitive computing network that will be used to host and train the architectures required for AGI. The first of the supercomputers will start to come online in September, and work will be completed by the end of 2024 or early 2025. So yes, the whole completion, obviously the modular data centers and everything else they are working on takes a bit longer, but it's still incredibly fast. The modular supercomputer will feature advanced components and hardware infrastructure, including, and I have no clue about any of this. I'll still read through it. Maybe some of you are a bit more tech geeky than I am. But yeah, including NVIDIA L40S graphic processing units, GPUs, AMD Instinct and Genoa processors, Tenstorrent wormhole server racks featuring NVIDIA H200 GPUs alongside NVIDIA GB200 Blackwell systems. Altogether, they form some of the most powerful AI hardware available. See, this last sentence is all that I understand in all of this. It's some of the most powerful AI hardware available, because I have no idea what all of these are. Obviously, I know what a GPU is, right? But I have no idea about this particular GPUs and how good they are. But yeah, they seem to be pretty good. All right. SingularityNET's goal is to provide access to data for the growth of AI, AGI, and the future artificial superintelligence. To do this, Goertzel and his team also needed unique software to manage the federated distributed compute cluster. And this is the decentralization that we want, the distributed compute cluster. Federated compute clusters allow for the abstraction of user data and the exposure of summary data necessary for large-scale yet protected computations of data sets containing highly secure elements. Right? So it's striding along forward nicely. It's talked about in news articles all around the freaking world more and more partners coming in. They are even getting the compute and processing units cheaper because there's so much potential in there. So yeah, I'm pretty bullish and very, very excited. And now let me take a sip of water and then address the chat. And how are you guys doing today, by the way? You all are doing great? I hope so. Nice. And it's all you, Carlo. Nice to see you here, man. Hi, Baron Nunat. Yeah, I'm so excited for when that comes live. I mean, when we really have nodes live that combine SingularityNET, Fetch, Ocean Protocol, NuNet, and Hypercycle. Like, this is the start of extremely fast acceleration. If this goes live, man, we are so close from shooting through the roof. Never better. Yeah, same. I mean, it could be a bit colder in my flat. It's so freaking hot in here. But yeah, still, I mean, this stories make me freaking excited. All right. Any questions about the ASI Alliance, about everything that's going on there, about tokens if you want to, maybe even about technicals, drop them in the chat. I'll answer them. Now let's move on with the next stories. Now, this were the main stories. The other ones are a little bit of side stories, not that big, but still a few interesting things. So let's jump right into the other things. And if you are just joining, I just talked about the supercomputer, SingularityNET, and everything. So you might want to go back to the beginning of the stream for that, because I almost always start with the topic of the thumbnail. So this is just a mention that I want to make here. I talked about this before, but here, telecom, the biggest telecommunications provider in Europe, also big in the US, I believe, talks about Fetch AI and the ASI Alliance a lot, which is another thing, right? What I just mentioned. More and more eyes are on this, eyes outside of crypto. Obviously, telecom Web3 infrastructure is inside crypto, but aside from that, yeah, more and more old-fashioned news outlets report about it. So yeah, we talked about this last week. A new development in AI travel assistance, Fetch AI has integrated its U agents with Mimo to create a personalized AI travel assistant. We talked about this last week, but I just want to mention that Telecom talks about this as well a lot, which is another thing that makes me very bullish on the ASI Alliance, because again, there's a lot of people talking about the ASI Alliance and what they are doing, a lot of people. So yeah, that makes me very, very excited. This here's another cool thing. Talking about decentralization, let's listen to this brief video clip here.
I think one of the biggest features of the Web3 culture is really building open source for many reasons. And if you're also thinking about open sourcing models, if all these big large language models were open source, that would really spur innovation across different smaller models that are more cultural oriented and much easier to train, sometimes even more accurate, less resource intensive, and fully traceable on chain with provenance. So if really the open source models were made open source, the spread of knowledge and really innovation would be much faster than it is now. And Web3 really allows this, back to decentralized compute, back to self-sovereign identities and data, and all this stack really is there for these smaller ones. Now, can we run large language models on chain? Not really, but will the technology improve? Probably yes. I think one of the biggest features of
right, and when we talk about running large language models on chain, this is exactly what we need Hypercycle for. Hypercycle is there to run this on chain. It's made for having millions of transactions per second for barely any cost. If you want to check out how Hypercycle works, which is actually a ledgerless blockchain, I've made a video where I break that down, so you maybe want to head over there. But yeah, just imagine we had all these amazing large language models open source. Innovation would go through the roof. And we are getting closer, right? Where leading companies putting more out, and where more and more companies start to develop open source. And not just open source, but also decentralized in a Web3 infrastructure. And if you don't know the difference between open source and Web3, the last video I dropped is exactly that. Web3 versus open source, or maybe it was the video before that. No, the last video I dropped was Rejuve AI, but the video before that was decentralized AI versus centralized AI versus open source. I highly recommend you check that out, because there I go in depth into the advantages and disadvantages of all of these approaches. And you can really see how decentralized development, in my opinion, and the way I see it, and I'm always happy about constructive feedback, criticism, and other opinions. Please give that to me. But the way I see it, decentralized development of AI systems, AGI systems, is the best chance humanity had in decades, or maybe in centuries, to become completely positive and beneficial for everybody living. Like, of course, it's a huge statement, but man, we are at the brink of something amazing and something great here, or of something very detrimental, very, very bad, right? Either totalitarianism or more democratic than it has ever been. We are at this crossroad at the moment. And next week, I will put out an interview of Imad Mustaq. I don't know if you know him. He is the former CEO of Stability AI. I'm sure you know Stable Diffusion, right? Which is a model of Stability AI, one of their models. And he has moved into Web3 and decentralized development because he sees this. He sees that we are at the crossroad of either right into totalitarianism, into 1984 basically, or into more open, democratized, and better than it ever has been. We are at this crossroad. Maybe not immediately, but it's there. It's right in front of us. So yes, we definitely want open source decentralized development. Do you think ASI tools and services will be available for the common people soon? I hope so, man. So in the beginning, I talked about the AGI 2024 conference. And I know in that conference, they are presenting Hyperon in conjunction with Rejuve Bio for the first time. And I'm not sure if it's already for the common person, but I'm sure, but I think you can already, when you are there in person, I think you can already play with that. I think they talked about this. When you are there in person at that conference, which I am sadly not, but if you are there, you can already play with Hyperon and Rejuve Bio in conjunction, Rejuve AI. At least I believe they talked about that. So the alpha is out, as we all know. The beta will be available, they said, latest within a year. The alpha was out in May. So in May, we should definitely have something, but I hope it will be much sooner. But let's see. Let's see if they are moving forward now with the supercomputers and then the integration of all the nodes of Hypercycle, of SingularityNET and Ocean and all the others really strides along. Then I think we probably can have something for the common person pretty soon. What do you do with your Hypercycle tokens now when staking on Singularity DAO has been closed? No more passive income unless buying nodes and running them. Yeah, good question. I'm not sure. Probably just keeping it in your wallet. I'm not sure if you can stake it somewhere else. Yeah. But I mean, the real value comes when the bull market starts and it's going through the roof, if it does. Full disclosure, I personally, don't own any Hypercycle tokens, right? Because I did not want to spread myself too thin. I own AGIX tokens, which is of course now the ASI Alliance token, and I own a little bit of NuNet. And aside from that, I'm not looking to buy any other tokens because I don't want to be just focused on one project, right? I want to be more spread out. As much as I would love to own everything, but I also don't have capital to have a significant amount in everything. And right, $100 or maybe even just $500 in a project doesn't really do it for me. That's right. I want to have room to go. So yeah, I'm not sure if you can stake it somewhere else at this point. Good. Moving on to another thing here, which is obviously we love all decentralized development, and not just ASI Alliance, but also BitTensor, for example. So this is just a mention that I wanted to touch upon here. Macrocosm is a project on the BitTensor network. And if you have seen my BitTensor video, if you haven't seen it, watch my BitTensor video. But if you have seen it, BitTensor works in a way that you have decentralized nodes all over the world, basically. And these nodes together form clusters. And within these clusters develop their own AI projects. And then these different clusters and their AI projects communicate with other clusters. So you basically have AI projects developed in a cluster, and these AI projects are in communication with AI projects from a different cluster. And like this, they basically learn from each other and also oversee each other and things like that. This is roughly how BitTensor works. And this year's a project been worked on on BitTensor, so Macrocosm. I have not looked into it too much, but you can see here 1,000 followers. Let's give them a follow. And yeah, check them out, right? Because we want to support all decentralized development of AI. As long as it's not centralized, we are into it. So yeah, they also have their website over here, as you can see. Our vision for a world where AI is open, transparent, and accessible for all. Obviously, we all want that, and here you can read a little bit about them. We are here to prove that AI can be trained, tuned, and deployed into product through a decentralized network. Our 5 subnets, right? So in this cluster, you have different subnets, I believe. I would need to watch my own video again. Pre-training, data scraping, inference, fine-tuning, and protein folding. Protein folding is something pretty amazing, man. I don't know if you have seen the different AIs who deconstruct protein structures. It's wild. At least for me, I had a few semesters. Actually, I only had 1 semester of biochemistry, but yeah, I am a biochemist. I'm a biologist at heart, really. But anyway, incentivize intelligence throughout the machine learning development cycle. Macrocosm convenes the engineering resources to improve their performance and deepen their integration, building a platform for new open source AI applications at scale. So yeah, head over, check it out, and check out BitTensor and everything that is built on there. All right. But again, stories are really slowing down in the summer months. Not that much is going on. But this one here, we definitely want to talk about that, which is here. Sam Altman stokes rumors of new OpenAI foundation model, Strawberry. Maybe you've heard about Strawberry. Strawberry is basically, or is believed to be Q star. I don't know if you've heard about Q star. Q star, there's a lot of rumors and speculation that Q stars, AGI are ready, and things like that. But yeah, let's get into the story, and then I'll tell you what I think about that. Obviously, it's just my opinion, but yeah, let's get into that. And I lost all my markings. No, I didn't. I just have markings down here. Okay. So here, basically, they just talk about how Sam Altman put a strawberry picture out, right, like he always does, with his subtle hints, and then people are speculating, oh god, strawberry, which is Q star, and it may be AGI, and it's the project why Elia resigned and said, oh no, we need new safety measures. So yeah, speculation is going wild again, and this is basically this upper part here. And then down here, a new anonymous chatbot AI model has been added to the popular source IMSIS Arena, where numerous AI model providers, companies, including OpenAI itself, often test upcoming releases, right? And we had that before with the GPT 4.0, which was teased on there as well. The new anonymous chatbot, when asked, claims to be part of OpenAI's GPT-4 family of models and follows similar language to the GPT-2 chatbot that appeared on IMSIS before the release of OpenAI's GPT-4.0 multi-model model in May 2024. So yeah, a new model. Sam Altman talks about strawberries. People are curious. More advanced reasoning capabilities than GPT-4.0 and other rival frontier models, suggesting it may be more powerful than them, right? So yeah, this model shows more advanced reasoning. Some at OpenAI believe Q star could be a breakthrough in the startup search for what's known as artificial general intelligence. ChatGPT maker OpenAI is working on a novel approach to its artificial intelligence models in a project code named Strawberry. According to a person familiar with the matter and internal documentation reviewed by Reuters. Not just generate answers to queries, but to plan ahead enough to navigate the internet autonomously and reliably to perform what OpenAI terms deep research, according to the source. So this is what OpenAI's Q star supposedly is able to do: autonomously look through the internet. Okay, I'm not sure what I think about this, but we will see. Now, Obviously, there are sources and everything. And when the GPT-2 chatbot was out, the GPT-4o model was released, I believe, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later. It was not that long. Maybe my memory is completely wrong here. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was really, really shortly after. I don't think that's the case here. Like, of course, I can be completely wrong. Who knows? There are sources and everything. But I believe what actually happens here is diversion or distraction. This is what happens here. Because you know all the shit that's raining down on OpenAI right now? Like, there are suits, all the people are leaving, the safety board is a horrendous issue, right? There's a lot of shit coming down at OpenAI. Elon Musk opened a new lawsuit. So for me, this is just distraction, diversion from what's going on, from all the shit that's raining down. For me, this just looks like Sam Altman in a smart media play tries to direct the attention to, hey, look, we are about to release an AGI model, right? So people focus on that and not on all the negative things. This is what this looks like for me. But I guess only time will tell, right? But yeah, I don't believe anything will come out very soon. For me, this just looks like a distraction to steer the public conversation back from all the BS that's raining down on OpenAI to something more positive. Alrighty. Oh, what do you think? Do you think I'm right there? Or do you think I'm full of shit and never Q star is about to drop and we have AGI in 2 weeks? Do you think that? Let me know in the chat or in the comments if you're watching this on the replay. By the way, shout out to you if you're watching this on the replay. And leave me a comment. Leave me a comment with the word pen. Leave me a comment with the word pen if you're watching this on the replay. I want to see if someone watches this. All right. Let's jump into this story over here, which is also quite interesting. So artists celebrate as copyright infringement case against AI image generators moves forward. Right, we talked about this a lot, especially in regards to Adobe, but I actually don't think Adobe is incorporated in here. So this is mainly about Stable Diffusion and Midjourney. Artists, and you may read through the names, I will not read through them, but you may, on behalf of all artists, accuse Midjourney, Runway, Stability AI, and Deviant Art of copying their work by offering AI image generator product based on the open source Stable Diffusion AI model, which Runway and Stability AI collaborated on, and which the artists alleged was trained on their copyrighted works in violation of the law. Now, they didn't yet rule on the final outcome of the case, but he wrote in his decision issued today that the allegations of induced infringement are sufficient for the case to move forward toward a discovery phase. So this is already a huge win for the artists, which could allow the lawyers for the artists to peer inside and examine documents from within the AI image generator. And this is obviously huge. Companies revealing the world more details about their training data sets, mechanisms, and inner workings. So again, what this means is that they can now have full access to the internal documentation of Midjourney, Stable Diffusion, Runway, and all of them. So they can actually read through what was used in the generation processes and then immediately prove, hey, it was trained on copyrighted material or not. Not only do we proceed on our copyright claims, this order also means companies who utilize Stable Diffusion models for an or lay-on-like data set could now be liable for copyright infringement violations, amongst other violations. And this is freaking huge. So everything that has built on top of Stable Diffusion, and there are quite a few, or built on any of these other models, could now also be liable. I don't think you as a user can be liable, right? Because you as a user, that wouldn't make any sense. Like, they would need to go after way too many, and right, doesn't make any sense. But going after the companies makes a lot of sense. Stable Diffusion was allegedly trained on Leon 5B, a data set of more than 5 billion images scraped from across the web by researchers and posted online back in 2022. The fact that Midjourney used artists' name as well as labeled elements of their works to train its model may constitute copyright infringement, right? But as I've argued before, from my perspective as a journalist, not a copyright lawyer nor expert on that subject, just as a journalist, it's already possible and legally permissible for me to commission a human artist to create a new work in the style of a copyrighted artist's work, which would seem to undercut the plaintiff's claims. This also makes a lot of sense for me, right? I can already tell someone, hey, create art for me in the style of this artist's work, and this is totally fine. So why can I not tell an AI to create work in that style? Now, we don't copy it directly, but I can tell this to a human. Hey, create that for me. Why can I not tell this to an AI? But this is what the courts have to decide, right? So we'll see, and I'll definitely keep you updated on all the lawsuits going on over there. And that's already it with the stories of today. Now we'll just jump into the Bitcoin update. Again, the summer is slow. AGI, NTX, and Hype Cycle are the three everyone should own a bit. Maybe it's good to buy now a bit while still so undervalued and cheap. Yes, for sure. Like I just left out Hypercycle because I was thinking 2 tokens are enough. I was also now putting some money in BitTensor because I really like what BitTensor is doing over there. And I really like the approach, the similar tokenomics approach to Bitcoin. And again, as long as decentralized AI, I love it. Of course, I love the ASI Alliance the most, but BitTensor is also doing quite good work over there. And I would love them to succeed as well. And it looks to me like they are doing very, very well. And in the dip, in the dip when the hack was, when the hack on BitTensor was, this is when I loaded up a bit on BitTensor, right? Always looking for the opportunities. Again, and this is important when we jump now into Bitcoin. And also when it comes to FED as the ASI token, not financial advice, do your own research. I have no idea what I'm talking about. This is just for educational purposes only, so please don't listen to my word. But you want to buy red. You want to buy in the red and sell in the green. You don't want to sell right now when it's down. No, you want to buy right now, theoretically, right? Not financial advice. You want to sell in the green and buy in the red. Not sell in the red, buy in the green like most people are doing it. Don't do that. But yeah, let's jump into Bitcoin over here. And let's get rid of the ASI. Let's jump into our monthly. And I was thinking this month could turn around and become bullish, and I still think it may, but it gets less and less likely. Yeah, we have come down already quite a bit, right? As you have seen here, we dipped into our fair value gap down here. We swept liquidity here big time, and we had a huge rejection of that, reaction back to the upside. We came up quite high, all the way up to 65 point, what is that? You can see it here, 65.6K again. But now we are all the way back down here again. Right, so yeah, we'll see what happens, but it keeps our green, red. Obviously, my candles are blue, but yours will probably be red pattern alive. So yeah, let's jump into our weekly. Let's see what we can see here. And the very first thing I see here is that we made a swing high up here, came down, and this is our swing low. This is not confirmed yet a swing low, but it's likely to confirm pretty soon because this candle will probably not go all the way back down here. And if it does not, we confirm this here as a swing low. And this would make me pretty relatively bullish. Like, again, it doesn't have to play out, but what you usually see, let's just look into this here. Swing high, bearish. Swing low, bullish. This is a swing high, but not a very yeah, not a very convincing one. It's still, if you just play it like this, you have a swing high, you take a short, win. You have a swing low, you take a long, win. You have a swing high, you take a short, win. You have a have no swing low here. You have another swing high actually created. You take another short, win. You have a swing low, you take a long. Maybe it's not a huge win, but generally swing lows lead to pumps, swing highs lead to dumps. And then when you blend in liquidity with that, you already have a great way to go about things. But yeah, maybe some of you don't even know what I'm talking about, so just let me address this real quick. So we have a higher high here, we have a lower high here, and we have a higher low, of course, is that. We have a higher low here, we have a lower low here, and we have a higher low here, and this creates a swing low over here. The swing low is always a low engulfed by two higher candles, basically, and the other way for a swing high. So if you, for example, look into this here, all the way here, we don't have a swing low. This here is our first swing low that is created, because here we have a higher low, and here we have a higher low, and here we have a lower low. So just so you fully understand what a swing low even is. And what usually happens when we create a swing low is that we run out the high or the low of all the involved candles. So that would be this here. If we create a swing low here, I would looking for us to run out this. And as you can see, we also have quite a bit of liquidity here, and up here we have a lot of liquidity. But yeah, if we drop into our daily for just a moment, down here, obviously, we now have a pool of liquidity, and here we have a large pool of liquidity. If we have another drop, and I kind of expect another drop at one point, we'll run out this pool of liquidity. Like, not guaranteed, but highly likely we'll run out this pool of liquidity and maybe even come down to this swing low down here. So let's say roughly 40.3K. Again, if that happens, I am not scared. I expect that to some degree to happen. I expect that to happen. And what you want to be aware about, and why I talk about this the whole time and in every life, what you want to be aware about is that crypto follows Bitcoin. So if you see ASI tokens struggling and people are going crazy about this, like, you need to read through the comments. No, you don't, because it's so toxic. So the comments on Twitter and all the ASI Telegram chats, people are going so crazy. Like, it's like they are almost suicidal. It's mind-blowing how crazy they are. Oh God, it's going to zero, and now you see the bad communication and a scam project, and everything is so bad and everything is horrible. It's going so amazingly well. Like, we just talked about this in the beginning. If you haven't watched the beginning of the stream where I talk about the supercomputer and all the investments that is coming in and all the new partners, go and watch that. It's going incredibly well. Right now, it just follows Bitcoin. Bitcoin goes down, Bitcoin struggles, the whole crypto market goes down and struggles. That's just what it is. And we are not even in a bull run yet. So when we go down here, and I expect us to go down here at one point, we might not. We might freak out and go crazy, right? But I expect us to go sideways a little bit more and then take this pool of liquidity as well. We'll see if and when that happens. But if that happens, I will not say, oh God, we are going to zero and everything is so bad. I will be looking for longs down here, and I will load up massively. Again, not financial advice, but what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Let me know in the chat or in the comments. You should know it. What do you want to do? Yes, you want to buy in the red. That's where you want to buy. Buy in the red, sell in the green. Not the other way around. You don't want to buy up here. Oh, we are at all-time highs. I better jump into Bitcoin now because I have FOMO. If you ever have that feeling, sell. This should be your sell signal. If you have FOMO, if you feel like I should jump into the top or otherwise I miss the boat, sell. Take freaking profits. Because what happens after that, you see what happens. But let's jump into a lower time frame for just a moment here. And I have to be honest here, the last 1.5, 2 weeks have been really unkind to me. Like I managed to have my trade here. This trade was great, man. This trade was amazing and paid me off really, really well. But aside from that, Bitcoin has been very rude. It has been very rude, and it binged me out all the time. Like it binged me out even today. I'll show you what happened. I'll show you what happened. Where did I jump in? Yes, I jumped in right there, and I have a tight stop loss, which often works, but when it doesn't work, it's so because I got the direction right? I jumped in, so here's my divergence. I jumped in right, no, not here. Where was it? Was it in the 5 minute? Yeah, anyway, it doesn't matter where I jumped in exactly, but just to, so we took liquidity here, like this took liquidity, then we formed the divergence here, and I jumped in, yeah, I'm gonna lie, but probably somewhere around here, or probably more like somewhere around here I jumped in, and I put my stop loss, like with a short, I shorted it somewhere around here, because I could see, yeah, this is going bearish, and I put my stop loss just above here somewhere. And usually that works. Usually it just dumps right away, but today, and also we had fat folders today, so I wasn't aware of, and you can see right around fat folder time it goes crazy and it liquidates my trade. Obviously I have a tight stop loss, so I don't lose a lot. I did barely lose anything, but yeah, I was really upset because I missed this whole trade. This would have been such a nice short, man. This would have been such a nice short all the way down to 3.8%, man. That's 600, 8, 16, 700, 760% with 200 leverage, and I missed out on that. So upset, but Bitcoin has been rude like that the last 2.5 weeks. Bitcoin has been rude like that the last 2.5 weeks. Yeah, so I should start playing without a stop loss again. But I hate, I don't. Shorts without a stop loss are very risky. But again, anyway, what do I see here now? I see we created kind of a double top here, so we have liquidity up here. So we will rate this at one point. For the short, I have, let's jump into the 5 minute here. Yeah, this is, I mean, you can expect some liquidity here, but the real big liquidity pool is down here. Or maybe here is also. But no, do you see that? You see that here? This is what I'm talking about. You have a double bottom here, and right here we come and we go for the stop losses, right? The double bottom tells people, yes, let's go long. So you have a double bottom here, people go long, but they don't pay themselves, and goes down, and here, right here, it goes for the stop losses, right? You see how it digs deeper, how it, let's get rid of this. And let's mark out our lowest point here. There we go. And just dips below that, right? Going for all the people's stop losses who are down here, just to then turn around and run into their direction. So this is what I say. I aim for Bitcoin to run out liquidity. So you can delete this pool of liquidity off your chart. And now we run for a top pool of liquidity, which we have right here. So liquidity will have been here just for this bull flag here, right? You see bull flag going down here, stop losses above here, run out liquidity right here, right? I am looking for my short because run out liquidity right here. I jump into my short around here, put my stop loss here, and I get liquidated because we come up for one more dip into liquidity, and we go down exactly as I wanted, but unfortunately without me in the trade. Well, you lose some, you win some, am I right? As long as you win more than you lose, it's all good. So what I'm aiming for, or what I would expect, is us going down here. As soon as we have gone down here, what I will be looking for, I will be looking for a long, and I will be looking for the long to what? Yes, exactly, go up there to liquidity, up here. So yeah, this is how I play Bitcoin. All right, good. And as for if we are bullish or bearish right now, I don't know. I have no idea. For me, it looks like we could be bullish if we form a swing low here. I would expect us to go up, but we also show a lot of weakness going up. Like, I would have loved us to run a little bit more violently. So for now, it's a wait and see when it comes to the higher time frames. Again, if we run out this, we will for sure go down here to liquidity. And aside from that, I would expect us to go sideways further a little bit more, and I keep playing my lower time frames. So this is what I am doing currently. Alrighty. And this was it for our Bitcoin update. Still 8 legends here watching. Thank you so much for spending your time here with me. Don't forget to hit the like button. It's really helping me out a lot. Also, head over to my Discord. I am posting trades in there more often. I would really love to talk about trading more often in there with you, and about tokenomics, about different cryptocurrencies, about AI, about AGI development, about all of that good stuff. I would love to see you in there. You can find the link in my Discord down in the description. There's not a lot going on in there right now, but you can be sure if someone starts talking with me, I will be freaking happy and I will engage like crazy. For now, I'm posting some things here and there, and I would love to see you in there as well. But yeah, I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day. Again, thank you for spending your time here with me. I appreciate each and every single one of you, and I'll see all of you next Wednesday. Have a great day.